Hi everyone, my name's Kerry Morgan. You can see that I had a little candle going and I had to stop it, and I haven't been in the bathroom in a while, but this is my chakra
Oh,
candle, and
cookie.
I think this thing was like 30 bucks. I don't know, but it is amazing. It's so perfect, right? And I like to light those candles when I'm in my realm and just sitting there. So I am the host today. So that's a little bit about me. I'm a candle freak, right? But this is an epic, holistic Empire Summit, and it teaches you how to stand up in your 24 hours, live that gift that you are supposed to every single day, and own that energy. And, I have the mentors here that are giving their time for you to just really be enlightened and, be able to receive the offerings that they are giving you, right? So, who is giving you these priceless examples of how to live truly in your power right now in this world, right? And that's what it's about. It's about giving so that you can open up that realm and be able to receive that joy and happiness that's coming back to you. So, today, we have Paige, and she is a seductive sales strategist. She also helps people align up with getting their dream client, right? Because if you don't have a dream client, then you're in a space where you don't want to show up fully. You don't want to be there. So I'm gonna let Paige go a little bit deeper on what she has going on, and I know she does Facebook ads, and she does marketing, but I want her to just let everyone hear exactly who she is and her story, because only she could tell it the way it needs to be told.
Well, thank you so much for having me, Carrie. So I am a psychic strategist, Facebook ads expert, and a copywriter here and there. But truly, I just really believe in connecting with ourselves, our source, our spirit, figuring out what that is and how we want to feel, and then calling in energetically the people, the ideal clients, and then strategically calling them in. So we do all the energy work to call them in, but then we also put the strategy in place to make that happen. So what happens a lot is you either have one or the other. You have the energy work or you just have the strategy. And I find it's a lot easier when you are in the energy and then you say, okay, so what next? Like, what's the actual step I need to take? So that's what I do. And the tools I use to do that are sales funnels and Facebook ads.
Perfect. And so many people don't even know what Facebook ads are, but we'll go into that a little deeper. What I would love, love, love is I want to talk about you and what's your unique gift to the world, because where it starts is from that person shining truly their light, right? So can you just give the audience you're unique and how you feel like this world has opened up and have that space for you?
So obviously, I would say my biggest gift is my ability to see and hear and my channel for messages, and also to be able to see your highest potential. So I'm able to see somebody and see them in their highest good, at their highest level. Sometimes it's in the shape of an empire, and sometimes it's just living the life that they've always desired, which sometimes is just a simple life. But I'm able to see that for them even before they see it for themselves. That's the vision and the gift and the psychicness, but also then having the strategy and just knowing the places, the pieces that we need to put in place. So that's years of kind of hiding in the psychic closet and just focusing on the advanced strategies. And so like the sales funnels and the pixels and the Facebook ads, part of it. And then finally opening my third eye up and realizing it's so much more than that. And so I have the gift of both of those things, the masculine and the feminine energy. So yeah, that is my gift. And it's also another one of my gifts is activating people. So I work differently than most people. I work in only intensives, because when people work with me add my highest energy in this energy for a short amount of time, it tends to propel them forward immediately and get them results immediately, as opposed to drawn out. So my gift is also activating people and getting them excited and really transferring my energy to them. So.
Oh, no, love it, love it, love it. Just because we're always trying to find out who we are, and what we do. And the only way to do that is take action and really make these steps. So how long have you been in business, but how has your past aligned your current business? How can you see all those pieces coming together?
Man, that's a good question. Seeing them kind of how they all make sense.
Right? When you're looking back, right?
And the thing is, I'm so futuristic that I rarely look back. So I'm like, how does it work?
But you know what? Do you understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Because you, like, the things that you have gone through has made you the person who
Absolutely.
you are,
So
wins and everything.
So absolutely, doing it the hard way, resisting my gifts, and doing it the way that everybody says I was supposed to do it, and learning all the logistical ins and outs of the Facebook ads and the sales funnels and the copywriting, really set me up to amplify my true gifts in my psychic ability and my clairvoyance and things like that. So all the hard work that it feels like I did over the last, I've been in business for almost 4 years, and 3 of them were working really, really, really hard and go, and push, and numbers and really masculine. And, but it all lined up to be able to really accelerate this feminine once I found it. So everything you do, even though it seems hard and that it may not be making sense right now, is really, it's the path. It's to lead you where you're supposed to be going.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what we needed to hear, because I have, had the pleasure of working with you, but also had the pleasure of just seeing your story unravel. And it's just it's so wonderful to see women really fully say, you know what, I have a beautiful son and I'm still doing it, right? I'm still creating that life. And so tell us a key ingredient that maybe one of your clients has seen the best results in the fastest time. And maybe they kind of shifted from that block and they were just like, whoa, that was really me. I did this. Like, because that once they find that belief, then that really lets them start to want to go further and deeper.
So there's been a lot lately since I've kind of stepped into the whole psychic thing, because people are getting the ultimate transformation. But I'd say, having the clients who I changed their complete opinion or their outlook on their prices and their worth, or not even their worth, the worth of the transformation, because they're priceless, right? But they were completely under charging. And so for me, seeing that realization in their eyes that, oh my gosh, that what they do is life-changing. So working with somebody in a really close setting, so about 2 hour, we do 2 hour, 4 hour, 8 hour intensive. So I had about a 2 hour intensive with a client, and she had been undercharging for services that she really didn't even want to provide. She had one side of her business and then this other side of her business. This other side of her business is what she really wanted to be doing, but the one that didn't feel so good was the money driver, and it typically is. And so I had to show her or help her see the transformation that she was providing in the offer that she really loved, as opposed to, yes, she was getting people results, and yes, she was making money over here, but it wasn't feeling good, and she wasn't getting them the ultimate transformation. So when she realized that, and we were able to see the 3 or 4 next steps, she went out without even doing anything and made $8,000 that day, because she had shifted her belief that she deserved it for taking the path of least resistance. And so that's really the best result I've probably ever gotten a client in that short amount of time. But I mean, I do $6,000, $7,000 or 6 and 7 figure sales funnels. I manage energy for huge multi-million-dollar launches. I oversee small passive revenue streams. So the transformations are all over the place, and the results are all over the place. But for me, that's the best, is when you see somebody really step into their power, and then things in their life start to fall in place.
Yes, that's a great answer, just because we are afraid of that money situation, right? Or that automation, or the process of I love the way you say you manage the mindset or the energy of people, because it is the energy. It's about, you can do it, but if your energy is not backing you, you may not.
If it's
have
misaligned.
You may not get the results.
I've literally had clients who we did one thing one week and we made lots and lots of money. Everything worked. We did the exact same thing the next week and it flatlined. The only thing that changed was their energy. That is it. That is how important it is to manage your energy and to be in alignment with what you're selling in every single moment that you're selling it. And so what I do with clients is I have a sales spread, a sales card spread that I do. It is so accurate. And the first thing it tells you is if you're in alignment, and then if you're not, why? And if you are, how can you amplify it? It gives you one focused action to take and then the outcome of that action. And it has 100% accuracy. So I do that before everything we do. If we're launching a new Facebook ads campaign, doing the sales spread. If you have a new package that you want to come to me with and want me to help you launch, doing the sales spread. Because I'm not going to set myself up with the strategy for failure with the strategy if the energy's not right.
Yeah, and that is, so many people definitely need to hear that in the world. It's just, we are energy based. Like you can sit there and fight it every single tooth and nail, and then what's going to happen? Your body's going to shut down. You're going to have all these issues because you are not truly, standing in that gift that we have to actually show everyone what to do or live that life by inspiring people. And I'm so glad that you're here today to just, share your message with millions of people. And I kept getting a download. I wanted to write a book on just like, hey, well, what does a woman do in her day? So what does the doctor do? What does this do? Because what if we write a book like that when we got out of college? Would we really go into that career knowing? Do you know what I mean?
Like all day long?
Mapped out.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Right? So it kept coming to me, and I was like, oh, I need to write a book. And I was just like, oh, shit, I don't like writing. I would have to definitely do
your book and somebody else will write it.
So I said, well, let me do the videos. Let's do the videos. So I'm really good. I love the videos. So I said, let's do this. So let's talk about how do you master your 24 hours as a female entrepreneur, and what key alignments do you use in your business?
So I don't master anything yet. I'm still working on it, right? I won't even pretend. But I try my best to manage my energy. I really, really do. And it's an ongoing thing I do every single day. I know myself really well in that I break routines innately. I break routines, but I try to have for my husband and my son to have a routine that's like, we don't have alarm clocks, but we wake up around the same time every day. He cooks breakfast. I'll feed the baby. It's not like that 99% of the time it's like that, but then there's always that day. As long as the structure is there, but I'm not the one in charge of maintaining it, I'm good. So I have the things we do at home to set us up for the day, and then I get to the studio, and that's when I do my grounding meditation. I do a Gaia grounding every single morning. I pick my crystals depending upon what energy I really want to harness that day and how I want to feel. Typically, it's my rose quartz, my crystal quartz, and my amethyst. And I really I find my own energy. I find my tribe, my highest self, and I release everybody else's, set my intention for the day. And then I try to schedule my day around that intention and at least take a few actions towards that intention. I like to have control over my day, but I also don't like it to be too planned out. I do a lot of grounding during the day, especially with high stakes clients, high stakes launches that are happening. I've got to maintain my energy, and I've got to maintain their energy for them as well. So that's my daily thing. It's in every single day, and I don't feel like myself if I don't do it.
Yeah, so that's important to know, that you're coming from a place and knowing you have to be grounded for these people that are like losing
energy
it,
first.
Right?
Energy first. Like if mine's not right, I mean, if I'm writing emails for somebody or if I'm doing a Facebook ads for somebody and my energy isn't right, it may affect their campaign, Yeah.
So many people do, I think we were never taught this, but even just a Facebook post or just something that you're reacting to is you giving your energy away, right?
It's giving it away.
Yeah. When you're at concerts and you're doing these things and you're going out, that's all releasing, that's all reacting and putting out energy. When you start creating and start journaling about your message and journaling, you're sustaining a higher level energy within, because you're bringing your energy back to you, right? To elevate yourself and your journey. So when shit hits the fan in your day, and what type of balance or awareness or mindfulness do you connect to get back into that moment and say, okay, get your shit back together, let's go?
It can look different every day depending on the thing. And so what I try to do every day is learn, not because I need to learn the thing to teach somebody else or to do in my business that day, but I need to scratch that itch. Like, I am a fact finder. I need to be learning. I feel like myself. I was writing book reports when I was 9 during the summer for my mom for no reason, just because I wanted to be researching something. And so it doesn't need to even make sense. So I listen to podcasts to kind of bring me back in. I do lives to kind of bring me back in. Yes, I'm giving people my energy, but I'm taking that energy in and I'm feeling like myself. I'll cry if I need to cry. I cried today. I just felt like I needed to cry, and it was coming, and I have no idea why, and I let it go, and it felt good, and I'm back. And so it can look like you just have to be very aware of how you feel and ask yourself questions all day long, like, why am I feeling like this? And you'll hear the answer.
Yeah, but then the thing is, does everyone listen to the answers, right? Do you know what I mean? Like, and that's the key. Like, a lot of people
they don't create
listen.
Space to listen to the answer. They're going, pushing. There is no actual space for the answer to come.
Yeah. So they're just sitting there and they won't. And that's a good thing that you brought up of the letting go. That is the hardest thing for women to do, is just to let go and be able to just say, okay, I'm just letting go. Because what that does is let you have enough room, right? Let you be able to feel that space that you need to hear that message.
This is the best message I can give, and the best example I can give to somebody of that is, I had this offer, but downloaded, I knew I needed to offer it. But I needed to know what it looked like, because I'm a fact finder. So I'm like, what are the details before I tell anybody about this? And I kept pushing. I'm like, what is it? What is it? Tell me. And I kept doing it. I went and got a massage. And it came. All of it came. All the answers came in that massage. So it's like, what are you not doing for yourself to create the space to get the answers? It's all in the self-care.
Oh, it definitely so. Like, that's what I do. I do a holistic mindset work for people. But it's about the perspective of what you think your self-care, but what you need for yourself, because everyone's different. I tell people, test it. You may not believe what I say, but if you don't test it, I do not want to hear that you do not have time, because it's about you testing that space. And a massage, getting something like that, has let you be completely present, right? It's taken everything out of your space. So you're right in that moment of just inner being and just being in that space. So a current power day. So if you can give us an example of, like a digestible day for people, what do you do? Like I said, I know you said you get up at a certain time with no alarm, but let's say a day that you have a power day, a current power day. What kind of intentions would you say to yourself? Would it be like cells, 2 hours in a frame, and you would have to eat a certain thing? Like, can you just map out a day of success or power in your eyes?
So that would be waking up on my own without the alarm clock. And then I would, drink my warm lemon water. If it was a day where I knew I'd be using my third eye. I should be doing it every day, but I don't. But most power days are third eye days, right? So do my lemon water, drink a coffee fast. I won't eat if I have readings, like in-depth readings that day, or a new client or something like that. Set the intention. I ask that I'm serving at my highest good, and that my left brain, my right brain, my midbrain are connected, and put my hand over here, put my hand on my solar plexus, and ask. Depending upon how I feel, I'll evoke certain energies. So I have the energy of Queen Mernate, and in Egypt, she was like the first Egyptian royalty, the first queen pharaoh. And I use her energy a lot. She is one of my guides. And I always, if I really want to feel powerful that day, I evoke her. I actually told somebody asked me today, they're like, what do I need to do today? I can feel you calling me, because I can just think of somebody and they're like, hey, I heard you knocking.
Yeah.
And so they're like, what could you give me today? I'm like, just release. That was the message I got. And I go, and you need to evoke marinate. And I said, and she goes, any evocation I need to do? I'm like, no, you just call her. It's like, I need you right now. Can you please help me? And she goes, and I stood up taller. She goes, I immediately sat up taller. And like, that's what I do when I want to feel powerful. But it could look like, it could just be in a power pose or, alter egos. It could be that for anybody. It doesn't need to be as deep and as woo as calling on your past life guides.
I love the woo. You're talking to the wrong person. I am a woo freak, and you know what? And it's okay because that's where you're at. And and I think I hit a lot of my intuitive growing up just because it wasn't normal. Nobody around was doing it, right?
Yeah.
And then you're just like, who cares what other people think? You get to a point where you're like I don't care.
Life is really easy when you don't have to try and figure out the answers and they're just there. Get out of your own way. The path. A card I pull all day, every day is path of least resistance, path of least. I'm like, okay, I get it.
Yeah, you do. And us humans, like they say, or the human beings, have to see stuff so much and have it smacked in their face for it to just absorb into them as who they are.
It doesn't have to feel like work.
Yeah, right?
It doesn't.
What vision, now this is a big question, and I know I've seen your transformation. So what vision do you create or do you want to see for your ultimate performance in your lifespan, your existence, or your legacy for worldwide expansion? And this is where I think people don't go into, and I want people to start going into that space of being that person, that epic person, that building that empire that's 8 to 10 figures, and it's consistently coming in. So what does that look like for you in your eyes?
Just healing on a massive, massive, massive level. I know that I have my purpose is fixed. It's fixed. I don't even know what it is, but it's non-negotiable. It's contractual. And so I've known it since I was a child. So as I get older, I see, or as I move along my life, I see it's healing on a very deep level. I don't know what that looks like yet. What I envision is a spiritual empire. I envision working with very high vibration people, some of the biggest leaders you see, on a strategic and spiritual level. Consulting, I envision crystal. I see crystals. I see cards. I see books. I see speaking. I see it very generally. What I need to work on is a very specific goal, right, or a very specific vision. But just healing on a massive level. I always say my Olympics is the Super Soul 100. That's my Olympics, as being one of Oprah's Super Soul 100. And it's so funny because I wasn't even on the spiritual radar last year, but now I know that someday I'm going to just walk away from the business as it is in this moment, because it's going to be able to run itself. I will have built an empire and I will be able to go heal in masses. I believe that.
Yeah, that is very, very brilliant and genius, just to have and know that you are worth that, right? You're worth that space. And as I've gone through my journey and just, listened to Tony Robbins, but just other people in general and all the things, and Brendon Burchard, I've heard them say, there's going to be a time where that space is empty, where they're at. And who's going to step into it? Mm-hmm. Who's going to step into their world, and take over? Because there are people out there that you need to know that you're crafting something right now that's automated. So when you get to that level, it's completely aligned, right, with who you are. Mm-hmm. And you're feeling it because you've worked towards that, right? And it's yours.
With the automation, you create the space too. So when you have the automation and kind of the knowing of when the income's coming in, if I need to make an extra $5,000, then I just turn it up. It allows me to really show up and to have the space to energetically call in the big guns or the one-on-one clients, or the ones that take a lot of the energetic work to be able to match their energy. So perfect that we talk about client attraction. You can't attract somebody if you're not on the same vibrational frequency. Mm-hmm. And so if I'm going to be working with people at Brandon's level or, Tony's level, I have to be able to vibrationally match that and believe truly in my body that I can do that. And so I don't have the energy to do that if I'm worried about the little things. So I set the automation up. I set the business up in a way where I'm not worried where the next lead is coming from strategically. That is in place. I only have to worry about the energy of it. And that's client attraction. It's just one part of the whole client attraction process, is knowing on a very ground level, strategic level, where people are coming in, and then creating the energetic space to actually call those people in and feel their energy and call them in that way.
Yeah, I love that. That's setting up the leads so that they could come in, because so many people are, and we've talked about this in almost every interview, the delegating, right? Thinking you have to do those little tasks. When you're caught up in all those little tasks, your energy's in all those little tasks. So how can you be on a vibrational level to connect with someone that is running a millionaire business and needs a help or your assistance at that level, right? Because you're not energetically going to be there.
Yeah.
And so the next question is something that I love all the different answers I'm getting from this. So I would love for you to define how spiritual alignment looks for you and in your eyes in your life.
Well, I can tell you what it feels like. It feels really expansive, and it just feels really good, and it feels really light, and you're not worried about anything really, right? So you don't have the alarm clock going off. You aren't worried about that client you have to talk to. You aren't worried about the answers coming or having the right answers. You just know they're going to be there, because you're literally working in your zone, not even just your zone of genius, but in your highest self, and it's just not worrying where the money's coming from or what the next thing is. You just know, that it's coming and it's done. And so for me, that spirituality is just having the faith that it's on its way, the belief that you can have anything you want, and being able to receive it. That was always my biggest thing, is being able to receive the abundance and notice it around me and be conscious of it. And so that's where spirituality comes. I am a firm believer. This is my, I would take a bullet for belief, is that if you want the $1 billion business, the multi-billion dollar business, you have to be spiritual. You're spiritual, because I don't believe that you can truly believe and have the faith that you're going to get there, which is what it takes, if you're not somehow connected to spirit.
Yeah. And so many people that are in that space, they don't tell you that they're doing this stuff. Do you know what I mean? They're doing it, but they're not telling you. They're giving you other things that they do.
Strategy.
Deep down inside, they do this work. They all do this work. Believe me. I mean, you hear it here and there, but you may not pick up on it. But being a spiritual person, we do pick up on the things that they were doing. So how did you get to, let's go off of the subject a little bit and just say about you saying receiving. So where did you realize you were blocking your receiving? And where did you start to open up that space to receive?
So I saw in my marriage, first, my husband would get me gifts, and I wouldn't receive them. I would be like, thank you. And I would be genuinely so happy, but I couldn't really receive the love. I wanted to fix it before I had Ford, right? I wanted to start working on it before I had Ford, because I wanted to be able to receive his love and be able to love him fully. So I think I worked with Belinda Ginter, who's a kinesiologist. And we identified something that happened when I was 17 with an ex-boyfriend. It's when the self-worth and the lovability factor came in, and it shows up in your business and your prices and things like that. And so I noticed it in my marriage, then I noticed it in my business. And then I started noticing it in friendships, where my friends were doing things, they were going out of their way for me, and I would say thank you, but there was no sincerity there. I wasn't conscious of it because I wasn't really receiving it. Yesterday, I had a really abundant day, but it wasn't in the way that most people would think is abundant, but I was really happy because I noticed the little things, like I spilt my coffee, and I was overjoyed that there was already a napkin sitting there waiting to clean it up. That's abundance to me. So that is receiving a PayPal payment, a day early. It was so small for me yesterday to be able to see that, but that's a daily struggle, right? So even today, I'm not feeling as abundant, but I bet it's all around me. I need to do the work. I need to take the moment to get in that and do the grounding.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's so important. I can't even tell you how important the spirituality is with the business.
Yeah, it's so important. We have a question here, so we'll do this before we get
I keep forgetting it's live.
It's totally live. So Paige, okay, her name's Jill, and she would love to know, what recommendations do you have for grounding each morning? Any specific recommendations would you recommend?
Okay, so currently I'm using a Gaia grounding meditation that was custom made by Sherry Hemstreet in Divine Destiny, which is the Wealth and Abundance, membership type of thing. She's great. I'm creating my own right now. So you can have a guided meditation where it's binaural beats and it's angel numbers and it's custom made where it really feels like you're grounding in, or you can just ground in a way that feels good. So sometimes I'll just go sit underneath a tree across the street when I feel called to do it. And I just sit there and I identify my own energy, take breaths in, breaths out. And I identify my own energy and what is not mine. And then I feel it release through my feet and back into the earth. And I thank Gaia, the great Gaia, for that. And that is how I ground. But some people ground by dancing. Some people ground by taking baths. Some people ground by just counting to 3. It's whatever pulls you back into your body and just takes you down for a minute. So you're going to feel like before you ground, you're going to feel like you're all over the place. You don't know what's going to happen here. You don't really have control over your day. This client's doing that. This ad campaign isn't working. Why is this page not converting? And you're just like, and just, this is not mine. Care, but don't carry. That's my favorite, is care, but don't carry. What is mine? What is theirs? Sit with my energy for a minute, however long it takes. Then I just keep going. So it looks different throughout the day. In the morning, it's a very specific Gaia grounding that's sometimes led. I listen to somebody leading me through it. And then sometimes it's just the music. And then throughout the day, it's sometimes just a deep breath, but it's whatever pulls you back into your body.
Cool. That's great. Thank you so much for sharing that. And we're going to get into the process of just technology, right? Because that's your game. You're the savvy expert online, and what you do is actually magical, because I've had an opportunity to work with you. And I mean, I was just like, oh my God, what the fuck am I doing? Like, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes you're just like, and I was just like, I just need somebody. And I'm like, I know what I do. And I still didn't let go fully. Like, could you tell?
And it's okay. And that's how I like to work, right? So I don't like to do all the doing at all, because I take away the energy, right? And it's all of my energy going into your ads. I don't want that. So I enjoyed that. I enjoyed the fact that you were taking control of that as well. It was a co-creation.
Yeah, it was really spectacular. I would say that page is amazing. But let's explain how technology's helped you grow your business. Maybe go through a funnel, right? Or something that you use so people can get a strategic plan around, oh yeah, that's doable for me. I can totally do a simple thing to keep, make me really stand up in what I love and let this process go. And Jill said, thank you for the tips. They were very helpful.
Oh, I'm so glad. I'm like, woo, right? I need to ground. So in my business, I have 3 main funnels, but they're really simple. So I'll go through them with you. I'm actually revamping my Savvy Sales Funnel Masterclass with these 3 funnels, and then the energy work you need to do to maintain them, which is fun. So the biggest funnel, but actually the most simple funnel I have, is my client enrollment funnel. And that's really just a webinar explaining my packaging process and kind of transforming people's thoughts around how they package their process, creating their process. A lot of people don't think they have a process. And I help them see a very simple process in what they do. Packaging that for the biggest and highest transformation of the person you want to serve, and packaging it in a way that serves you and who you really are at your core. So taking the Colby, taking the human design, and really packaging things around who you are and how you show up. And then it will maybe teach you about paid traffic. It changes here and there, but it's usually 3 steps in this webinar. And at the end, I invite you on a call with me for your personalized strategy. I used Facebook ads, paid Facebook ads, to lead into it, and they're pretty qualified. So for my one-on-one work, they're going to have to start. Their income's going to start at a certain level for that particular service. So the ads are pretty qualified, pre-qualified there. And then you go to the webinar and you fill out an application. And then I go through the applications and see if you're a fit that way. And then we get on a call, and then I invite you in to work with me. So even though that doesn't sound like a sales funnel, that's a sales funnel. So if you didn't fill out an application, then you may receive an email sequence afterwards reminding you to fill out the application. How simple is that? But that's one that's always rolling. And then I have my leveraged revenue, which I don't like to call passive because nothing about it is passive. So I will take challenges that I did in my Facebook group. So I did a commodity to commanding, which is more about branding, but like at a deeper level, because everything's going to be super deep. So taking I do 3-day challenges because I don't do long drawn out anything. And so I did a 3-day challenge, but I took
mine are 5, but
I lose, I know that about myself, so I'll lose the excitement, right? So I want to show up fully, so I know it has to be 3 days. So I take the 3-day challenge and take it and turn it into a small little mini course. It's already done, just taking what I've already done and leveraging it. So it starts with a commodity to commanding, which would be maybe a lower $7, $27 ticket item. And then that would lead to Savvy Sales Funnel, which is $49. And then Savvy Sales Funnel would lead to, after you've got your sales funnel, you need Facebook ads. So then it would lead to Sheet Conversions, which is my Facebook ads course. So they're the 3 things in the funnel. And the way that I get people into the funnel is through my content. So that could be a blog post. That could be a live that I do, but it's really content and context full, because I'm all about the context too. And then retargeting the people that watched the video or that went to the website with the ad for the commodity to commanding or the opt-in, whatever it is. What I'm working on right now, I'll just tell you what I'm working on right now, is a quiz that tells you which sales funnel is most in alignment with who you are. And then that will lead into commodity to commanding. That will lead into Savvy Sales Funnel, into Sheet Conversions. And then there will be just a blog post or something that leads everybody into that. So it goes into a lot of Facebook ads retargeting. I've got this new process that I'm doing that kind of eliminates the need for emails. Like, it's not heavily focused on people opening my email and then buying from my email. So I haven't really, it's new and it's like my process. I haven't really talked about it yet. I'm still testing it with different clients, but it's really exciting. So I'll be talking about that. And then I have a 4-day sale, which is my 3rd funnel that I like to run. Every once in a while, like maybe once a month, I like to run a sale to celebrate something. So it could be, hey, my son got his first tooth. I want to celebrate with you by taking this $49 thing and giving it to you for $27. You have 4 days to buy it. So last time I did that, I sold 58 of a $27 product. Pretty lucrative, not like breaking the bank, right? But the people that bought the Savvy Sales Funnel, only those people got offered my Impact with Ads, which is a 1-day workshop for $197. And so I ended up making like $3,000 because when people buy, they stay in momentum. They stay in buying momentum. So it's only run over 4 days. And I made $3,000 in 4 days. And I run that about once a month. Sometimes the $27 product changes. Sometimes it doesn't. It just depends on the time. So those are the 3 funnels I run in my business. And they're actually way simpler than I'm making them out to be right now. In Savvy Sales Funnel, I literally screenshot every single thing, explain that strategy behind it, explain the energy behind that you need to maintain. So that's what I do in my business to automate it. So that's always running for me, and I don't have to worry. And I like for those things to be taken care of my base income. So when I'm doing my one-on-one work, that's mostly just profit.
That was, I'm speechless right now, because like people hear and they see those things, but they, don't feel them until someone expresses them. And you being an expert on it really just opened up like what people can do for themselves, right? Just start at one of them, right?
Yeah, you don't need all three.
Right. Yeah. But no, and they are simple. And, it's really just, people are afraid to step in that, the space of just being online. They also are just not used to the techie part of it, and that type of thing. But to understand that it could be that simple as you repurposing your content that you already have and
people
package
have
it.
money just sitting, laying around on their blogs, in their lives. Like just me and Lindsay Padilla, Padilla. She does. She's really great at teaching people how to repurpose their content and then teach it to people. I mean, we could probably just go through businesses all day long and pull out like hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of content that you've already produced. It's just, that's why I call it leverage.
Yeah, that is so true. And we're getting down to our final question. So how has alignment helped with creating and sustaining abundance and wealth? And abundance and wealth could be anything for you. It doesn't have to be currency. It could just be abundance of love, wealth, but just being in that space and finding that space. What does that feel like?
It's everything. I'm writing a blog post about the cost of misalignment because I've spent the greater part of 2016 out of alignment. Some things were in alignment, right? It's not always like not in alignment. It's sometimes one thing or this thing and that thing. And for me, it was not, using my psychic ability or not using all of my gifts and being out in the open about it and creating packages around it. But what that did was in February, it almost completely wiped out my business. That means people asking for refunds and being 4 years of my business and never have been asked for a refund. That's what misalignment looks like. Misalignment looks like getting sick. Misalignment looks like losing relationships. Misalignment looks like not trusting yourself. Misalignment. I mean, I can't even explain the cost of misalignment. And I think that's the most important thing to be talking about, because once you know the cost of misalignment, you can't even stomach the thought of not being aligned. So alignment feels to me like not having to worry where the next client's coming from, or if I'm working with the wrong client, because I've already paid the cost of misalignment. I know exactly what the wrong client looks like. So life is really easy. Life is so easy. You wake up with that. Alignment looks like waking up with an alarm clock, getting really excited, playing with your crystals and cards all day, helping people, catalyzing transformation in people's lives, making people lots of money so they can go out in the world and create serious impact. Abundance looks like health to me. I'm healthy. We don't have health problems. We've never had health problems, my son or my husband. I've all been really, really healthy. I think that's because Todd is no longer in his job. He's opening a juice bar. He's in alignment. So he's really healthy. Yeah. Ford, happiest baby around because he has both parents who are very, very happy. Not one, not the other, both. So he's super healthy. It shows up in my life in a lot of different ways, but I am fully supported and highly favored. And I know that, and I believe that, and that is abundance. It's just an alignment, knowing that all day long.
Yeah, so powerful, being in alignment. And the reason I wanted to do these summits was to see how other people live, how other women are doing this, but how important alignment is, right? Because I remember you helped me with my 5-day challenge was a self-awareness challenge, and once in a while I'll change it to alignment, and I go back and forth, and I do my little funnel to that too. And it's just awesome because just by, investing and working with you has changed me as a person, right? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So I think that people have to understand, if you're just sitting around thinking you're going to be able to do it by yourself, you're not. This is why I'm showing you this existence, but you have put the work in. You have connected with other women that you have invested in yourself, and this has got you to this level. So the very last little golden nugget I like to say, what type of golden nugget that you can just leave with somebody that feels like maybe they want to do something like a process of a sales savvy, or just something they can do and just start right now and take that product and do let me make sure I get this right. Amplify that action around that daily to show up. So what golden nugget can you leave the audience with?
Don't create something right away that's going to take you more than 6 hours to create. Let's put it that way. So if you go and do something,
Yes.
take the content you already have, revamp it, make it prettier, add some bonuses, but it should not take more than 6 hours. Create a landing page, create a few emails, and put it out into the world, and you're going to see people are in. Test it. And once you see that 3, 4, 5 people buy it, then think about hiring somebody to come in and do the strategy work and stuff like that. But really just get that ball rolling, bring in the leveraged revenue, bring in the automated revenue, because it's going to be amazing. It's going to be an energy shift for you. You're going to get to experience making money without trading your time and your energy in that. And it's going to shift your way of thinking, and it's going to get you really, really excited. So just look at the content you've got. It doesn't need to like break the doors off of anything. It just needs to be something that somebody could Google but doesn't want to Google, right? I remember somebody coming to me and saying, but you can find this on Google. I'm like, but who has the time to do the research? I've already done it. It's done. It's here. It's pretty and it's packaged, and here you go.
Exactly. Just like a Christmas present, right? That's why we buy those gifts, because it's already packaged for us.
I don't cook anything. Go to the store and bring it. Doesn't make it any less me, right?
Right, exactly. Especially when you're a mom. Oh, I hear you. Okay, so please share exactly where people can find you. If you have an offer for the summit, let us know about that. And we're going to make sure that we have all the links, underneath your videos for other people to share. And I want to tell the audience right now, make sure you share this while it's open, this interview with Paige, because she is definitely going to be, you're going to see her in a year. You're not even going to be able to touch her, right? Because you're going to be so far up there. So, so just give us a couple, your information and your links, and let us know how to reach out with you going forward.
Yeah, so you can find me at pagefiliator.com. The website is under works, but there's still some stuff there that you can play around with and find out a little bit more about me. I have a brand video right now that's circulating. That's amazing. It's documentary, kind of to learn more about me, and that's at pagefiliator.com / The Graceful Hustle. So speaking of The Graceful Hustle, you can find me in my Facebook group, The Graceful Hustle, where I'm teaching women how to create a graceful life, where you're in alignment, where you're automated, and where you're an advocate. So what's the point of having a platform if you're not, an advocate for something or someone? So that's what we do in there. And then Savvy Sales Funnel, I'm offering to everybody at the discounted rate of $27. It's launching next week. So I'm only offering that rate to you and women in the Graceful Hustle, and that is it. It's going to regularly be $49. So by the time you click the link, there'll be something for you for Savvy Sales Funnel.
Awesome. Amazing. Thank you so much, Paige, for your time. We're going to be signing off. And I just want to say thank you, everyone, for being here, and realize, you're always looking like, I want a mentor, or I would love to hear the mentor. Well, here, you have a mentor right here. What are you going to do with this space, right? So I like to say, when this package of these 22 women comes together, make sure you click and say yes to yourself, because I love having something in my pocket when I feel down that I can listen to and give me that inspiration to move forward. So I'm going to say goodbye, and I want to often say goodbye to everyone.
Yeah. Bye. Thank you, guys. Have a great day.
Awesome. Thanks for listening. Make sure you go to Mentor for Millions. That's our Facebook group. Tag in there where all the love and joy goes on for years, right? So that's where you want to have a community base and know that people around you are the ones that lift you up. So make sure you choose wisely on where you want to spend your time and your energy. And thank you again for being here. Make sure you come back, because at 4 o'clock, we are going to have Lanomi from Hawaii, and she's going to be giving us some amazing transformational blueprint, things that we can do to up level and find our guides, right? Because she let me tap into mine a little bit. I'm still like in that space of not and trying to figure out how to get there closer to them, but I know who they are.
They're always there.
That's a good thing. They're good. Thank you so much, darling. I'm going to be signing off. So
right, bye.